Now then, the both of us have had an awful lot of correspondence, emails, tweets, texts, because somebody was on chose a very interesting subject on Mastermind last night. Now, we've had an email about this. Gents, some chap chose Queen as his specialist subject on Mastermind this evening. I got more answers right than he did, aside from some song titles and a vague knowledge of lyrics. Everything I know of the rock behemoths comes from things I've heard John mention on the podcasts. He sent the email very late. P.S. Mastermind was on at 8 p.m. I'm only emailing you now at 2 a.m. because I was sure I could come up with a great Mastermind pun. I've been trying to think of it on and off for the last 6 or so hours. I've not succeeded, and now I need to go to bed. So we found the clip.
I didn't watch. We were gigging last night.
Yeah, we were in Oxford at the Oxford Glee doing a tour show. So we haven't seen the programme. I haven't seen it. Neither has John. But obviously John is the world's foremost expert on the rock band Queen. As Danny Baker says, neither Roxy Music or Led Zeppelin.
Oh, let's leave him out of this. So I am going to. He walked into our office the other day at our agents. I nearly swung for him. I didn't. I think he's an excellent DJ. I'm going to take on whoever they had on Mastermind, because apparently he wasn't quite up to scratch.
Okay,
so we've got the clips, haven't we, Dave?
Yes, we
We're
have.
going to do the first 6 questions now, John.
I'm very excited.
He's been rehearsing his whole life for this.
Wear my jacket!
Oh, yeah, put your jacket on.
Yeah, put your jacket on, John.
John's got his Freddie Mercury jacket.
Have some self-respect and put your jacket on. Have some pride.
So we're going to do it, because there's 12 questions, isn't there, Dave? And we're going to do it in 2 halves, because it's so great.
Yeah.
And your name is?
Gary Maggs.
Your occupation?
Business transformation consultant.
And your chosen subject?
Queen.
Queen in 2 minutes, starting now.
Right.
Okay.
Question 1?
Yeah.
Which Queen single had an accompanying video based on footage from the 1927 film Metropolis and includes the lyrics, "You had your time, you had the power,
Radio
you've
Gaga.
yet to have your finest hour"?
Radio Gaga.
Yes.
Radio Gaga.
Yes. Should we hear his answer?
Yeah.
Radio Gaga.
Yes.
Fair enough.
What was the first of the 6 songs the band performed at Live Aid at Wembley in July 1985?
Great question.
Come on.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Somebody to Love.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Get it!
Yes! Get in there, John!
Somebody to Love. They didn't even play that at Live Aid, you idiot.
For which single does the video feature John Deacon wearing a court jester's hat, Roger Taylor with a kettle on his head, Brian May with a giant beak, and Freddie Mercury dressed in a suit and white gloves?
I'm going slightly mad.
Show Must Go On.
I'm going slightly mad.
What a loser! That's far too much information. All I needed was Deacon jesters.
Yeah. May. Beak.
In October 1975, the DJ Kenny Everett got an advance copy of Bohemian Rhapsody and repeatedly played it one weekend before it was officially released as a single. For which radio station was he working at the time?
Oh, that's deep. I love how deep that is.
I know this.
John's in his element.
This is actually a guess. I think it was Capital.
Capital.
Yes.
Oh, I love it! I'm happy. This is the best day of my life.
John has entered a completely different mind space. I've never seen... His eyes are glazed.
Ready?
Okay. A controversial video for the single Bicycle Race shows a large group of naked women cycling around which London Greyhound track?
Oh.
I've probably in my life heard that fact once. I'm going to say Battersea.
Haringey.
It was Wimbledon.
Been there on a stag do.
Okay, I'm not devastated.
No.
So I'm currently up, aren't I?
Yeah, you're 4 from 5 at the moment.
4 from 5, and he's, what, 2?
2 from 5.
all right.
Final one for this round.
Yeah.
Queen's first 2 albums were called Queen and Queen 2. What is the name of their 3rd album, released in 1974, that reached number 2 in the UK charts?
Sheer Heart Attack.
Sheer Heart Attack.
Yes.
There we go.
So it's
currently
5 from 6.
And we can't do the rest now, Dave.
No.
Okay. I'm so excited.
Commercial radio must go on, John.
Elis James and John Robbins. Radio X.
very tense in the studio because we're about to do part 2 of John's Queen Mastermind Challenge. He has his eyes scrunched tightly closed, tightly shut, because such is his reverie for his favourite band, Queen. And also, he's 5 out of 6. He's doing very well. He's doing better than the actual guest. What was his name, Dave? Do you remember? From Mastermind last night. But anyway, we'll find out. That's not important.
Irrelevant.
It is irrelevant. John is firmly in the zone. So, Dave, take it away. Question 7, please.
Right, here we go. Question 7. Oh, by the way, his name was...
And your name is?
Gary Maggs,
Your
Gary Maggs.
occupation?
business transformation consultant.
And your chosen subject?
Queen.
Queen in 2 minutes, starting now.
Why don't you try transforming your knowledge of Queen, mate, as opposed to businesses? Idiot.
Question 7.
What was the name given to the band's final tour in 1986? It culminated in their last live performance with Freddie Mercury at Nebworth on the 9th of August.
The Magic Tour. Do not need this much information, mate.
Pass.
Magic Tour. Their final
Yeah.
tour in 1986.
My God, man!
Does he like Queen?
I think he's ever, did he prepare for the Queen?
Yeah.
Her Majesty the
He's
Queen.
just guessing.
The
'cause
Magic Tour, mate. I knew when he said what was the name of their 1986 Magic Tour.
Ready?
Yep.
Queen's first appearance on Top of the Pops in February 74 with the single 7 Seas of Rye was as a last-minute substitute for which other performer whose promotional film was not available?
Good question, that. John looks like he's been winded. Which is probably a bad
I
sign.
have. Elton John.
David Bowie.
Yes.
Was it so? Okay, all right. That's fine. That's fine. John's still in the game.
Several Queen tracks, including the title song on their album A Kind of Magic, feature on the soundtrack of which 1986 fantasy film?
Highlander.
Even I know that.
Highlander.
Yes. Which Queen song was their first to enter the top 20 in the US singles charts? It reached number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1975.
Surely the year must give
Well, I'm thinking. Oh, I don't want to say my thinking, but I'm thinking Bohemian Rhapsody.
Show your workings, John.
Well, it's 1975. Their first. I can't think what single before Bohemian Rhapsody would have broken them in there unless it's You're My Best Friend. But I don't think Bohemian Rhapsody would be the right answer for 2 questions. So I'm going to say... Oh, it could be... No, it couldn't.
Come on. They have 2 minutes to do this on the programme.
1975.
Yeah.
I'm going to say...
Not really a fair representation of how John would be on Mastermind, because you'd have run out of time by now.
Yeah.
I think, in fairness, this one I would have got wrong in the studio regardless because of the nerves, but I'm going to say You're My Best Friend.
Oh, thanks,
Bohemian
mate.
Rhapsody.
Killer Queen.
Killer Queen! But that came out... I thought that in my head as well, Elis.
Okay, that's
But I
fine.
thought that in my head as well.
Yeah, but you're still a great guy. Right, next question, please, Dave.
In October 1984, Queen had to cancel some of their scheduled 12 concerts at a resort in South Africa because Freddie had throat nodules. Which resort?
Well, what a surprise that the BBC, the so-called BBC, bring this up. Sun City.
Sun City.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Final question.
What's the scores on the doors?
Right, you've got 1, 2,
You've got 8 out of 11 so far.
yeah, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6.
Okay.
6.
You're still winning. You're still the best.
I'm not the best.
No. You're my best.
What is the English subtitle of the song Teo Toriate on the 1976 album A Day at the Races?
Let us cling together.
Wings of Love.
No, it was Let Us Cling Together.
Yeah.
Wings of Love. Teo toreate dana mamaiko ai suruhi toyo shisu kanayo ishi shikomai mo komoshi komoshito
sounds like
oshieno.
Japanese.
It's Japanese.
I tell you one thing, you wouldn't be allowed to do that on Mastermind.
They would not have a choice.
Right, John, you've got, by my reckoning, 9 out of a possible 12.
Well done.
Also-
So well done. You're going to have to do quite well in the general knowledge round to win, though.
But can I say
Yes.
that the Killer Queen aside, that's the one I'm going to remember long into the night. I think I would have answered a lot of the questions quickly enough that he would have got more questions in.
Okay.
What was the name of their 1986 tour? Magic Tour. I don't need the extra information.
Yes,
what
that
videos
is true.
featured John Deacon wearing Jester's hat? I'm going slightly mad. So I think I might have got 2 or 3 more
The
questions
problem with that answer, I'm going slightly mad, is that it sounds like you're talking about yourself. I'm going slightly mad, I love Queen. And that is also my answer.
in. No, if I was thinking about myself, I'd have said, we are the champions. So that was good. I feel I've sort of let everyone down.
No, hey, what are you on about?
I never knew it was Wimbledon Dog Track. I should have known it was Killer Queen, and there was another one I didn't know.
You haven't let us down. You're sat there in a bespoke tailored Freddie Mercury live at Wembley 86 yellow leather jacket. You haven't let anyone down apart from the fashion industry. apart from aesthetics, you haven't let anything down. Well done, John. You're really good.
Thanks, mate.
John has just dropped the bombshell that he's about to appear on Celebrity Mastermind, his specialist...
In inverted commas.
It's, yeah. A guy you might have seen on Mastermind with this special subject of Queen. So what would your follow-up... Had they not allowed you to do Queen, what would you have done then?
Mercury, May, Taylor and Deacon in that order.
Okay. If they'd said it can't be Queen-based, what would you have gone for?
Ronnie O'Sullivan?
Ronnie O'Sullivan. Well, you did that on Winner Plays On the feature.
Yeah, I was thinking back when they asked, I was thinking, because I was worried they wouldn't let me do Queen, so I thought back, and I was thinking Ronnie O'Sullivan, perhaps Alan Partridge, but someone's already done Alan Partridge.
Farthings?
No, it would have been too hard. As we've discovered, it's fraught with danger.
How are you going to train?
I'm going to read the biographies I haven't already read. I'm going to sit and focus my mind. But I don't think there's any facts I don't know.
Oh, why don't you sit in an ice bath to try and prompt concentration, high levels of concentration?
Yeah, and eat lots of bananas.
Yeah, on the day, what will you do to ensure that you're in tip-top mental condition?
Just do Freddie's vocal warm-ups. Listen to In the Lap of the Gods Revisited, live from Wembley Stadium, on repeat. And I'm doing it because it's for charity, because it's because we're all celebs, we're all sort of super rich and famous, and we'll arrive on our yachts and then hang out at the Ritz afterwards. But I'm doing it for Standing Together Against Domestic Violence, a wonderful charity.
Excellent.
And you can check out their good work at standingtogether.org.uk.
Well, best of luck, John. Very proud of you. I've got high hopes for you.
Yes, I've got high hopes for me too, but I'm worried if it goes badly wrong, there might be scenes.
Do you know who else you're on with?
No.
Okay. Well, I wonder if there'll be celebrities.
What if it's Brian May doing John Robbins? That's his topic. Anyway, we'll maybe have a little test next week. We'll maybe give me some warm-ups for that.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm sending an email to Vin now. We're going to write questions and they're going to be hard.
Which one was the one with the moustache?
F. Mercury.
And what did the guitarist one? Who is he married to?
Lisa Dobson. No,
Yeah.
currently.
Anyway, we had some really big news from John last week because he's been asked, believe it or not, and it's quite an elastic definition, I think, this title, to be on Celebrity Mastermind with his chosen subject of Queen. Now, John once told me he would never do anything with the word celebrity in the title, but obviously he's broken his own rule there. That's fine. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, well, but it's Queen.
It is
And it's
Queen.
Mastermind. It's not like I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, even though that's fine if you want to do that.
Yeah. Or, celebrity pastry hour. Sorry, that's just a new it's a new program I've invented that I can't get off the ground. But anyway, so what we're going to do to try and prep John for Celebrity Mastermind, because bearing in mind his entire radio persona, onstage persona and life has been devoted to acquiring knowledge about Queen. If he were to lose, it would be pretty serious stuff, wouldn't it?
I don't think they'd be able to broadcast it.
No. So on behalf of the BBC, actually, we're gonna help John replicate match conditions. We've got the Mastermind music. We have the questions from when Rhys, what was his name?
Rhys Thomas.
Rhys Thomas. He did Queen. He's probably the most famous Queen apologist.
Matt Lucas, maybe Al Murray.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm top six.
You're top six. Yeah, you're aiming for the Premier League, but
Yeah.
you're bad at the back. So, Vin, we have John Humphrey's questions, don't we? We're going to be firing these at John Robbins over the next couple of hours on the show. So can we have a couple of John Humphrey's original questions, please?
In 1973, just before the band's first album was released, under what name did Freddie Mercury release a cover of the Beach Boys' I Can Hear Music?
Larry Lurex.
Spot on, mate.
Spotter. How did that feel?
I got quite sweaty.
Yeah.
The problem is, under the pressure, you think, what if you're not trusting your instinct?
Yes.
And the worry is you'll overthink it.
Need to back yourself.
Have co-produced some of the band's earlier albums, including Sheer Heart Attack and A Night at the Opera.
Roy Thomas Baker.
Nailed it.
I've sat on his toilet seat that he had installed at Rockfield Studios.
Were you eating crisps?
No, I was at a stag do that I'd organised.
Great. Okay. Obviously, Humphreys' voice is going to take a bit of getting used to. And the music in the back... Although there isn't music in the background, is there? It's just as you walk to the chair.
I don't know.
So this is all...
They do it in silence.
Good.
It's even tenser.
No, that's better.
I think that's better for John.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll give you another 2 questions. In 1984, Queen released a Christmas song called Thank God It's Christmas. But what number did the track peak at in the UK singles chart?
Oh, it's a guess, mate. It's a guess. I'm going to say 14.
21.
I was going to say 21 as well as 14.
You need to back yourself.
Imagine that happening on TV.
Yeah, I don't
That
think
reaction.
I don't think you're allowed to do this. I don't think you're allowed to do this. The other thing you need to remember as well is, if you do react in this way, you're losing time. You're wasting valuable
It's
time.
true.
You've only got a minute to play with.
Oh, I can't get angry, can I?
No. You've got to move on. I mean, in your personal life, but also in Mastermind.
I'm not sure they'll ask about chart positions.
It's pretty deep. They often go quite easy on the celebrities on celebrities.
Though I did read a 63-page analysis of Queen's sales history that someone tweeted at me today, and it's one of the best things I've ever read in my life.
Right. Okay. Well.
21. I should have said 21.
You've only got a minute to play with.
Okay.
You've got to back yourself. I'll be asking you more questions on Queen to prep John for his appearance on Celebrity Mastermind.
Which song gave Queen their last #1 hit single during Freddie Mercury's lifetime?
Innuendo.
Correct.
Thanks, mate.
In 1980, Queen wrote and performed the soundtrack for which film directed by Mike Hodges?
Flash. Gordon.
Flash Gordon. Correct.
Which guitar did Brian May use on Crazy Little Thing Called Love instead of his usual homemade one?
A black Telecaster.
Yeah.
You sounded sad
Telecaster.
then. You sounded sort of...
Well, it's the only time he didn't use the... well, he obviously uses acoustic guitar for acoustic songs.
You sounded jaded.
I think maybe there's a point you reach with Queen knowledge where it starts to have a negative impact. I think I was
Okay.
around 97.
In 2012, music licensing company PPL revealed the top 10 most played Queen tracks on the TV and radio. What's in at number 1?
Oh, that's a good one. Because it's not what everyone's thinking. I'm going to narrow it down to 2, and then I'm going to decide 1. So it's either Don't Stop Me Now or Another One Bites the Dust.
It's a kind of magic.
Is it?
Don't Stop Me Now is in at number 2.
Kind of magic.
Another One
Interesting.
Bites the Dust.
That was playing in the Furniture Village when I bought my mattress from and I loved it.
Another One Bites the Dust isn't even in the top 10, actually.
Is it not?
Believe it or not. No, number 1, Kind of Magic. Number 2, Don't Stop Me Now. Number 3, Under Pressure. Number 4, I Want to Break Free.
Is that like on adverts and stuff?
Presumably, Queen tracks on TV and radio. If you
Like
just
vague terms.
If you've just tuned in, this isn't a single issue radio station that just discusses Queen as much as
We also
John
discuss grief.
just
What happens if you just eat crisps? Literally.
as much as John would like it to be. The reason I'm asking him these quite deep and difficult Queen questions is that John is going to be on Celebrity Mastermind answering questions on not on grief, on Queen. So we're trying to replicate match conditions so that he's match fit and ready. Because you don't want to let Queen down, do you? You don't want to let Freddie O'Brien down.
Not again.
No, absolutely not.
Guys, coming
The
up...
band played a concert in which Eastern Bloc country in July '86?
Well, they played Hungary.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but they played a number.
That was good.
Did they?
was
No,
really
they
good.
didn't. But that's where Live Magic was recorded in Bucharest. Fun fact. Can I give Humphreys extra subsidiary facts?
No, because you'll run out of time.
I will. I can't run out of
It's
time.
not a conversation.
No.
That's what you need to remember. It's not a conversation with Humphreys about Queen.
Radio X. Ellis James and John Robbins.
John, how many times did Capital DJ Kenny Everett play Bohemian Rhapsody over the course of 2 days following its release?
16?
You're so close, 14. Were you going to say 14?
No, I went 16 because I knew it was the 9 times the first day. But
Okay.
who knows? I mean,
All right then. In the video...
I'm actually going to write that down.
Okay. In the video for the 1991 single Headlong, which member of the band is seen wearing a Bart Simpson t-shirt?
I'm going to say that's John Deacon.
No, it's cheeky little Brian May.
Is it?
Yeah, he wears a Bart Simpson t-shirt. Apparently.
That is deep.
It's deep.
I like it.
It's cheeky from May, though, isn't it?
That is classic cheeky from May.
Okay, slightly easier question now. Which Queen album was the first to feature a title track?
Oh, that's a great question. Oh, that is an excellent question. I'm going through them now in my mind.
Well, you're going to run out of time.
No, I'm going to say that's... but it's not that. Oh, this is great. I love it. I don't want it to stop.
well, you've lost.
No, I haven't.
Well, yeah, you have, because you've only got a minute on Mastermind, haven't you?
No, you got well, I can take as long as I want.
Yes, you're going to end up with 3 or
But
something.
I'll enjoy it.
Yeah, you will enjoy it. You're not on there to enjoy it. You're on there to win.
I'm going to say it's... it's not that. 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 I'm going to say it's Flash.
It's not Flash. It's a kind of magic.
Why is it not Flash?
Because that's not the answer.
It's called Flash Gordon.
Hang on.
Oh, dear.
Can I
Well,
challenge Humphreys to a
I-
duel?
I don't think you can challenge Humphreys. That's the sad thing.
Here we go.
If you challenge him to an
Flash
arm wrestle.
Gordon. And there's a song called... Oh, no, it's called Flash's Theme. Fair enough, but I enjoyed it.
Okay.
The track Sheer Heart Attack does not appear on the album of the same title. On which album did it first appear?
News of the World. But that's a fun... I'll tell you why that's fun, because you go through in your head all the titles of the albums.
Yeah,
and see-
but you're
and I
gonna-
nearly said the game, but it's not, because the song's called Play the Game.
You're going to need to know this stuff quickly.
Yeah.
You're fighting against the clock, John.
I'm fighting against a lot of things.
That is true. Crisp addiction. John, to prepare you for Celebrity Mastermind, I've got a Queen question for you. Let me find it. Here we go. Now, it's quite tricky. I've got 2, actually, but they're quite tricky. Most weeks on chart, number 1, obviously, is Bohemian Rhapsody. What was their second most successful single in terms of weeks on the chart?
In the UK,
I think so, yeah. Yes, this is in the UK, and then I've got a subsidiary question, a follow-up. I'll give you a clue. I wouldn't have thought it was this, personally.
well, it's... Again, it depends... So how long it's spent in the top 100?
Presumably top 40, I would imagine.
Okay, how long it's spent in the top 40? Very tricky to say that. Could be. Are they counting double A sides?
I'm afraid this is.
So is it a hit? Is it a hit? Do you know the name
yeah,
of
absolutely,
Okay.
yeah. So it's from the ultimatequeen.co.uk statistics website.
Okay, I'm going to stick a pin in the map and say... I don't think it's another number 1 is what I'm thinking.
And that's your time.
I'm going to say Crazy Little Thing Called Love.
John, that's the 3rd most successful. It's I Want to Break Free.
Oh, right.
Now, this is easier to quantify. This is a best worldwide singles question. So below is a list of the most successful worldwide singles in terms of their highest chart positions in the UK.
I was
USA,
literally reading a website about this morning.
and Japanese charts. So the average position for the stated chart is given in brackets.
Hang on, what?
They-
Humphreys isn't going to take this long to ask them.
No. So, in terms of average position on the UK, US, and Japanese charts,
Yeah.
what is Queen's most successful single ever? UK, US, Japanese.
UK, US, Japanese. I'm going to... well, again, I think it's either the double A of We Are the Champions and We Will Rock You, or Another One Bites the Dust?
We Are the Champions isn't at number 5. It's Killer Queen. believe it or not.
Rubbish. Rubbish.
The average position for the stated charts is given in brackets was an average position of 14.
Oh, so not average total sales?
It's just below is a list of their most successful worldwide singles.
I think we're all in too deep here.
I think it's highest average chart position because Bohemian Rhapsody is in at number 20, so an average chart position of 20 when you look at UK, US and Japanese.
It can't do because it was number 9 in the US and number 1 in the UK, so unless it was number 40 in Japan.
Well, who knows? That's something to check, isn't
you
it?
should, having access to this information. Hopefully Humphrey's questions will be less vague. Anyway, I'm reading a biography and underlining all the bits that I hadn't heard before, and thus far the biography is clean as a whistle.
I was going to say, if you were saying you were just underlining all of it, it'd be the first time I'd ever seen a completely underlined book.
Elis James and John Robbins. Radio X.
What is the title of Queen's 1979 live album?
Live Killers.
Correct.
I once had a telephone conversation with a man who was pictured on the front cover in the crowd that was went on for so long. My sister told my mum that I'd been on the phone for a long time, and my mum was annoyed because of the phone bill.
How did this happen?
I was buying items that he had advertised in the back of the fan club magazine.
So at what point did you find out he was on the cover of the album?
It was one of his big claims to fame.
Right. And what did you buy off him?
Some VHS videos, The Magic Years, a video single of I Want to Break Free, and other things.
Radio X. Elis James and John Robbins.
Very, very, very privileged to bring to you someone who's quite good at general knowledge. Because John, you came, was it second or third? Second. Well, first the worst, second the best.
Yes, and I was first out of all of the Queen candidates.
Very good. We are referring to John's appearance on Celebrity Mastermind. You're a big celeb now.
I'm one of the biggest.
The thing. What can't you do anymore because of your celeb status?
I can't go outside. But that's actually not really to do with celebrity. That's just I don't like going outside.
Yeah, it's just all Ocado deliveries for you now, isn't it? You can't go to the shop anymore.
Do you know, apparently avocados are bad. You shouldn't buy them anymore.
For environmental reasons?
Because they're controlled by drugs cartels in South America.
It's a Mexican export. So apparently there's a lot of money linked into drug smuggling.
I just want something new to put on my toast.
Well, if
Why have
you
they got to bring drugs into it?
If you chop up the stone in the middle, apparently 50% of the times it's just pure heroin. Yes, I did go on Mastermind, Elis. Thank you for reminding me. I had a message from my old music teacher on Facebook last night, who I've not had contact with for 10 years, just to tell me that he got 12 out of 12 on my Queen questions.
I was, pardon me for saying it, I apologise in advance. I was absolutely amazed you didn't know who the director of Bohemian Rhapsody's video was.
Why?
Well, because it's the famous video, isn't it?
Yeah, but
I would expect you not to know who directed the video to Fat Bottom Girls.
I was reading the Wikipedia page for Bohemian Rhapsody on the way, and I looked at the little sort of quick facts bit in the top right hand side, and I thought they're not going to ask about that. And I remember flicking past it with my eyes. And also the Thin Lizzy question confused me. Firstly, because he said on there.
What was the Thin Lizzy question?
Well, I can't remember because I can't bear to watch it back. But he says
it was which Irish band supported them on one of the tours.
Well, no, he said on their
JJ72
on their American tour of 19. I think he said 74. Which case it's invalid because it wasn't on that tour. But I heard, because you're thinking so quickly, I heard...
John's the worst. John doesn't know anything. John's bad. Put John in the bin.
I heard American tour support, I'm thinking Mott the Hoople. Okay?
Right. Of course, that's what I was thinking.
Then he throws in Irish rock band.
U2.
And I'm not thinking...
Stiff Little Fingers?
No one,
the Undertones?
No one thinks of them as an Irish rock band. They weren't...
Well, apart from their fans.
Oh, you...
Phil Lynott was Irish.
Yeah, he's pretty Irish.
Yeah, but they're not like...
Hello!
Exactly. They're
it's
not...
Like he's in the room.
When you hear the boys are back in town, you don't think of the Blarney Stone, do you?
Well, I do. I think of Giant's Causeway and...
Shay Given.
No, You think of an American bar with a barmaid who looks like she wants to kiss you and punch you.
No, you're just thinking that constantly.
Yeah.
As well as John's the worst. Put John in the bin. Don't even recycle him. You can't recycle John apart from his corneas.
Also, you're so... That's true, actually.
Yeah.
My donor card.
Yeah.
It's the only thing they're not having.
Have you been looking at my donor card?
So you're paranoid about not spending too long on questions, because that's what everyone says. Just pass if you don't know. Don't waste time. So I'm thinking, Irish rock band, 74. That was who was it? 74. Just pass. And then as I said the s of pass, I thought Thin Lizzy.
You should
It's
have
Thin
said
Lizzy.
Pass Thin Lizzy.
Also, what's really annoying is you can't interrupt Humphreys when you know the answer.
Yeah.
And some of my questions were quite long, and some of Farron's
Well,
were A, easy, like a child could get.
That is true.
B, really short.
I think they measure the length of the questions.
They told me they did, but he got 14 questions on his specialist subject, and I only got 12. He got more, and I'm fine with it, by the way. And he got more general knowledge questions. But to be fair to him, even if I'd got both the Queen questions which I didn't get right, he would still have won because he got more general knowledge questions. So I'm fine with it, and that's why I'm fine with it.
I thought you were quite good on general knowledge. You got
I liked it when they asked you a question and the answer was dinkum.
Yes. The
Fair
question was, what's the second part of the sentence that Australians say that means great but starts with fair? And you went, dinkum. And John Humphreys went, correct. I hate to come back to it. Just disappointed that you didn't know the director of Bohemian Rhapsody.
All right, I hate to come back to all of your failures, Elis, but I will do in order. Bruce Gowers! And I spoke to Brian May after seeing Queen at the O2. I told him about the experience. He cast doubt on the validity of the Thin Lizzy question, because he said it wouldn't have been Thin Lizzy in 74, and then I was worried that I was getting it wrong and not being cool enough in front of Brian. But he obviously knew Bruce Gowers.
Yes.
I mean, he knows him personally.
Yeah. Did he direct any more of his films or of their videos? I suppose you're not going to know, you.
Shine a light on your own face.
Oh, it's a beautiful world, isn't it? By Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds. You're listening to Elis and John on Radio X.
Celebrity Mastermind. I know what it is to lose Celebrity Mastermind, admittedly from a position of 34 points.
What's
the highest
question?
ever score on Celebrity Mastermind was by someone doing questions about Queen.
Yeah, but they got asked more questions. No, that was the format was different.
Leave it, John. Leave it.
Okay, calm down. Can everyone please calm down? So they changed the format, and I asked the producer, and it's correct. He got 2 minutes on Queen. I got 1 minute on Queen.
John Humphreys in his ivory tower.
So you cannot compare the two.
Yeah.
They actually asked me one of the same questions they asked him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, fun fact.
Weak. Tim Farron. Was it Tim Farron who beat you?
Yep.
The ex-liberal, gay-hating...
Yeah, he
Do it for the gays, John, for God's sake.
Well, it was a double victory for Farron, because my topic was Queen. I actually start my tour show with a sort of a routine about Celebrity Mastermind now, in which I leave no stone unturned when it comes to Farron's sexual politics. But it was, I was absolutely devastated.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
I'm not
He was
over mine.
perfectly happy to be devastated on a radio show.
The one question I passed, one question I got wrong. The question about who directed Bohemian Rhapsody, I probably would have got if I'd thought for a minute. But they say to you, just pass if you don't know, because you haven't got time.
Mate, you only have a minute.
Yeah, I
If you
only had a
thought
minute.
for a minute, that would have just been it.
Rhys Thomas, whoever it was, had 2 minutes. The question about Thin Lizzy that will be the last thought I have on Earth. So fine, great. But it actually will.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. That will be what I think about when my family are holding my hands playing Astral Weeks.
But, you know...
I will think, yeah, Thin
John,
Lizzy.
that's still only two... That's still only...
ready. Thin Lizzy. Oh.
John, that's still only 2 points. He beat you by 4 points, man.
He got asked more general knowledge questions than me.
Because he answered them quicker.
No, because the questions were shorter. I mean, I could talk about this all night. I have a suspicion, Richard, if you really want to go into details, I have a suspicion that to secure Farron, who without doubt was the headline celebrity, he was given assurances about the standard and length of questions. I mean, one of his questions was, which striker completed the lineup for Blackburn Rovers known as SAS? And you're like, well, fuck, I know that. Some of my questions about Queen were very interesting, but quite deep. Elis, how many of Tim Farron's questions did you get right as just a general football fan?
I got 4 out of 10.
So then, why? I should have picked Queen in 1991. He picked Blackburn Rovers in the 90s. Well, just have the courage of your convictions.
You lost by 4 points. I lost by 1 point. They let Hilary Kay go on for an...
What was their specialist subject?
She did pottery. She did Wedgwood pottery. She's an Antiques Roadshow host.
Fair
they told
enough.
me I couldn't do
She didn't do pottery in the 90s, did she?
She did Wedgwood, which is her expertise, so it's just like...
She didn't do Wedgwood in the 1790s.
You did something
Farron,
about
strap on a pair and then hate them.
You did something about your You did something about your favourite band. You didn't do anything, no work. I had to read 2 books, learn stuff in a language I didn't know.
2 books?
Yeah, big books.
Do you know how many Queen books I've read?
I got 34 points and I still lost.
Yeah, but I cannot. Why? I don't want to talk about it. It means too much. I'm too sad about it, Richard.
They forgot to press the buzzer for Hilary Kay. So she actually got to about 40, and I was counting.
Oh, right. That's insane.
And then they stopped, and then there was this 2 minutes where they obviously rewound the tape to work out where she got. They made a mistake on the thing, and that's a bad mistake on Mastermind, right? To let too many questions.
What was your specialist subject?
Mine was Rasputin. That's hard, man. That was hard.
Oh,
that's a good topic, though. You didn't do Rasputin at age 35, did you? It was.
Good. I'm glad you're as upset as I am. Have you ever dream about Celebrity Mastermind stuff? I've had a dream where it was taking place in a very muddy field, and every time I walked to the chair, it was like having to wade through waist high mud. I don't know what that means.
In all honesty, though I was personally gutted, because you're doing it for charity, and because the charity I was doing it for, I was really stoked to be able to raise them some money. I was doing it to plug them, please, if that's okay.
Yes.
Standing Together Against Domestic Violence, that do wonderful work in London with various different projects supporting victims of domestic violence abuse. There's a limit to how angry you can be that you've been beaten, because at the end of the day, their name is being said on TV and they're earning a little bit of money, but hopefully it's raising awareness for them. So you kind of think it doesn't
I mean, if you'd attacked Tim Farron, that would probably have had a negative effect on it.
That is the first rational thought that's not about an ISA you've ever had.
John, did you see my performance on Celebrity Mastermind?
No, I heard it was half-hearted.
What?
Half-assed, sorry, half-assed.
It wasn't half-assed. What are you on about?
A lot of people said it looked like you didn't want to be there.
No, that was nerves.
Ah, right.
It's the most nervous I've ever been.
Is it really?
Yeah, I was more nervous about that than any comedic thing I've ever done.
People said you looked less nervous than if it was Beta Bet.
No, well, I mean, that is true because it's more in my wheelhouse than Beta Bet.
Right.
Because special subject, the Welsh football team, 1990 to 2018, it was just revision and stuff that's in my head rather than letters, which I somehow find very difficult.
How did you do? Did you win?
No, I came joint second.
Joint second? That's even worse than coming second. Or you could say joint third with no second place. Like if it was golf, that's what you would be.
Oh, is it? Right.
No,
okay.
that wouldn't be what it was.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, carry on.
I got I mean, I don't want to dwell on it or be bitter because obviously it's for charity and it's great. But I got 10 of my 11 questions right on my specialty subject, and George Rainsford from Casualty and Call the Midwife, who won, got 12 right in his first round. So he's actually asked more questions.
Tell me about it, mate. Tell me about
He's
it.
asked more questions than me, and I was on a roll, and I probably would have got those.
And were his questions, which two strikers formed the Strike Force SAS?
No,
everyone knows that.
No, it wasn't. It was obviously I did the Welsh national football team 1990 to 2018. It's like
very specific, isn't it?
It's like 200 and it's
18 years of how long have they been going?
No, it's 28 years.
28 years of how long since the Welsh football team was founded?
Since 1876. How long how long were Queen going?
I did the entirety of Queen.
Yeah, but that's less than 28 years of knowledge.
No, it's not.
Yeah, they weren't going for 30 years.
No, but I did them from
1991.
1973.
Yeah.
So no,
to
from
1991, 18 years.
No, to now.
Yeah, but nothing's happened now.
War's happened now.
28 years.
No, he's been dead longer than they've been going longer since he died than they were when he was alive.
Going, have they?
We Will Rock You the musical. Queen and Adam Lambert. Queen and Paul Rogers. It was still within the remit of the questioning.
Yeah, but it doesn't count.
Of course it doesn't. I know it doesn't count.
They're not going to ask you that stuff.
Bohemian Rhapsody, the film.
But they're not going to ask you that stuff.
But they did ask that sort of stuff.
They did.
Oh my God. Vin, sack Elis.
No one cares.
You don't care. No one cares about Welsh football, mate.
Of course they do. Thousands of people go to the games.
Thousands of people.
Yes.
Wow. Like thousands of people
Well,
went to see Bohemian Rhapsody, the film. No one went, I don't want to see this. He's dead now. I'm not interested in it. Billions of people went to see it. 2.4 billion people went to see it.
But all right then. I did the Welsh national football team, 1990 to present. George Rains from Casualty, nice guy. He did the Back to the Future films.
Well, when I did it, that guy did Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
I mean, just
Revi,
yeah.
You can't. What? I said, how did your revision go? And he went, I watched the films at the weekend.
Yeah.
I went, I want you to
nutter.
fall into a dungeon and for me not to help you for the first 10 minutes and then I will call the police.
Unacceptable.
Or the Coast Guard.
One of his questions was what was the doc's dog called?
Yeah.
You can't have what was the name of a character in the film?
Who's Marty McFly?
Yeah.
Shut up.
What is the name of the dog?
Einstein, I think.
I didn't know that.
Einstein.
Yeah, but it's not your specialist category, is it?
Yeah.
No.
If you'd seen the film, you would know that.
Also,
but some of Ellis's questions would have been, "What's the name of the player?"
No, it wasn't like what's Ian's second name?
Ian
Rush.
There we go.
There's going to be other Ians.
Ian Walsh. But his also everyone else's general knowledge questions were definitely easier than mine.
That's because it's a fix.
It is a fix. They didn't want me to win because it's anti-Welsh racism.
The biggest celeb gets the easiest questions.
Absolutely true. Montana Brown from Love Island, not Love Actually, Love Island. It was a great bit of chat where John Humphrey said, but obviously you're famous for Love Island. But you're not just someone who prances around in a bikini. You've got a degree in economics. And she went, yes, I'm very proud of my degree in economics. And Love Island is it's escapism for people who are tired after work. And then in the green room, she said, I haven't got a degree. I don't know why he thinks that, but I pretended that I do.
What a great bit of celeb gossip there. Well done.
Montana Brown doesn't have a degree in economics.
Another man who doesn't have a degree in economics is the man from Supergrass. Gaz Coombs,
Danny Goffey,
who we'll be listening to later in his song about how cool he is about not having a degree in economics called All Right.